Traders Club. I'm Chris. This is my co-host Ken. What's going on this morning, Ken?
Oh, I'm doing good, Chris. Happy Monday. We're back. We're back again, Chris. Another week, bro. What's
Another
up?
week.
I
Not
like your
much,
shirt,
man.
man. It's
I
looking
appreciate
fly
it.
out here, man. You don't usually look fly, man. What's going
Al-
on? You going somewhere?
Always, man. Always. I got the shirt from Orlando, dude. It was cold, and I was just wearing a short sleeve shirt because I didn't expect Orlando to be cold because it's raining. And
Mmm.
so I went in one of the stores and bought this. I really liked it. It's made from like apparently like
Organic cotton?
yeah, organic resurfaced or whatever it's called, whatever
Yeah, I know what you
material.
mean. Recycled?
So I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, dude, I'm feeling good. Had a good weekend. Ready to look at the market this week. A couple things happened over the weekend, but not a whole lot. And in this video, we're actually going to be talking about, again, we've been talking about it for a little bit, but there's been some recent news about marketplaces moving their royalties to 0%.
Let's beat that
Magic,
dead horse, Chris. Let's
yeah,
beat
man. Well,
it.
Magic Eden did some more announcements over the weekend, really Friday. I actually had some like self-realization, not self, but like I had some realizations about this over the weekend that I'm going to share during this video, and
Oh.
I have some solutions to the 0% market.
Oh, solution
So
man over here. Okay,
solutions, yeah, I got it all. I got it
okay.
all figured out. So there's nothing you guys don't have to stress anymore about this because I got it figured out. But before
Damn.
we
Okay.
go into all that, these episodes are brought to you by Ninjalerts. Ninjalerts is an NFT that you can purchase that grants you lifetime access to the app that allows you to track your favorite whales, influencers, and friends. Anytime they mint, buy, or sell something, you get a smart notification sent directly to the device that you're using. I was having coffee with somebody this morning, and I was like, "Oh, look, one of my friends is buying what was it, Buddha Bears or something like that? Was
Buddha
buying
beer. So what
something
friends
like
do you
that.
follow, bro?
Yeah. Buddha Bears official. And so yeah, and we also give away a 6-month free trial every single month. If you use this code, or if you go here to ninjalerts.com/giveaway, you fill out the form and you're subscribed to the YouTube. We give away a $450 value every single month. So be sure to subscribe for that. With all that being said, I guess we can really just dive right into this royalty thing.
Hold on. Hold on. Before we do that, though, there's something I've been doing every Monday now just to
Oh yeah,
show
yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on in the market. So as you can see right now, this is the current floor. Shouts
Ooh.
out to Synergy Pass. You could just visit Synergy Pass on Twitter. We are also collabing with them to do a little contest, a trading contest. I could pull it up in a second, but for right now, as you can see, the apes are still on top. Obviously, the floor price is at 79 now. I kind of don't remember what it was the last time we did this, probably around 78. So there has been a lot of volume. The volume stays up. I believe Franklin is bored. Generally, just holds up this whole this whole ecosystem. It seems the mutant floor kind of went down a little bit, but not much. It's still pretty high. The volume went up.
I was about to say
Moonbirds has been
that is
static.
real quick. I want to comment on that. It is interesting because the board ape volume is down, but the price is up, whereas the mutant ape the volume is up, but the price is down. So it's a pretty interesting to see that flip flop.
Yeah, yeah, I just noticed it. You're right.
Yeah,
Well, either one is fine, bro. Either one of them is doing good, bro.
yeah.
At this stage, they're still doing quite healthy. Moonbirds has been static for the last month or two now. It seems
Mm.
every time I do the show, it's at 10. It stays at 10. It's
Yeah.
down a little, 9.9 now, but it's been pretty much that way. You should see Doodles also down at 7.8,
Dang,
which is kind of regular.
309 volume, bro. That's not much at all for like a week on a blue chip project. Like, look at the other
E-
ones. I mean, they're all. I mean, I guess Moonbirds is 435, but
Yeah,
basically
Moonbirds have just been static for a while.
the rest are pretty much over at least 1,000.
Yeah, yeah, you're
I
right.
can't see Clone X. Your name's in the way.
Oh, my name's in the way. It's 1.2K on Clone
Okay,
X.
so over 1K, yeah.
Yes, yes. Clonex kind of dipped back down a little bit because last week when we had them, they were shooting up. It was like
Hmm.
9.5 last week.
Yeah.
Now they're down about an ETH on floor price. So volume is still very high. Azuki's is still doing strong. 1,000 ETH volume on Azuki's is wild. People love Azuki's. Like these are we basically try if we do a cut like an edit of doing this same thing, you could see the different changes over the last few weeks. I think I might have been doing this for about 2 months. Well, Synergy Pass has been doing it, and I just been reporting on it, and it's looking like the best one so far throughout this whole time has been Clone X because it used to be it was at 6 for like almost a month or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And then it shot up because we didn't talk about it on the show though, but Clonex did the thing that remember Kaiju Legends when they did the free scientist mints, anybody could just
Hmm.
go mint for free. They're doing something sort of like that.
Oh, okay.
The
I
same
didn't know
thing
that.
that the Littles did. I talked about the Littles one here. You probably
Yeah.
don't remember when there was a game you just walk and then just go mint something on the
Yeah.
little game thing.
Yeah. I
But
remember
that
that.
that one is free for everybody as well as open edition. So I believe that's why Clonex shot up last
Is
two
it
weeks.
still going on?
I'll have to look into it because I got tired of getting free mints, man. Like they're not gonna do anything. They're not going anywhere. I can flip them. It's not a play. Like what am I doing here, man? I'm not new to the space. It's cool
Yeah.
for to usher people in that are new, but my wallet has a whole bunch of hidden, bro. I'm cool,
I do
but
wonder, like, surely it's nice for new people. The only thing is, if you're new, you're still gonna kind of struggle, like getting even that gas, like the Ethereum, in to cover gas in that wallet, and like
Mhm.
kind of figuring out how to do everything, and like even hearing about it. Dude, I'm in the space every day, and I didn't even hear about this CloneX free mint. So like, how are
Yeah.
people, how are like normal regular people like gonna hear
I
about it?
tagged you with it. You just ignore things. So
Don't
you
ignore it.
you pretty much knew,
You
but
did
you
not.
just don't look into it. I tagged you in it.
You did
That's for
not
sure.
tag. You did not tag me in
We
this.
got to get risky back in here, man. This guy just ate. For people that are watching, man, this guy ignores all our messages, then comes on this show saying, "Oh, I never heard about this. I never heard about this. Well, when did you mention this? Like we've been telling you things for months. You just ignore it all, then come here and be surprised. Or, oh, how are we supposed to hear about this? No." You should have known, Chris. Just read that
Oh
message.
man.
Read your message. The pings is pinging you, bro. So yeah, we will look more into it. Maybe we could talk about it a little bit tomorrow. We do have a guest tomorrow, so but we'll try to
Yeah.
talk about the Clonex thing, why it's been shooting up. We should have done it when it was like 9.4 or 9.5 last week, but it's never too late. It's still okay, right? It's still trending. And yeah, and that has been the weekly report. Shouts out to Synergy Pass, of course. Synergy is a strategic partner of Ninja Alerts.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Risky backing me up over here. Thank you, Risky. Oh, this guy removed his comment. No, don't worry. It's back up. It's back up. It's back up, Chris.
Oh
Okay.
man. Says the person that I was asking about the ledger market passes and just mysteriously disappeared. But moving forward,
Hold
what?
on. Last thing,
Oh,
Chris.
oh,
Last
we still
thing.
wait. What
We still
last
have
thing?
things to do. Last thing to
What we
do.
still got to do?
I mentioned this just now. Hold on.
Point one to one
The
ETH
the challenge
challenge.
sponsored by
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for Synergy Pass. Of course, at Sedware Street. Don't act like you don't know this too, Chris. Don't act like you don't know this too, man.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
don't do that. Don't. Yeah, so
So
as you can
yeah,
see, we are in partnership with them. We're doing a challenge sponsored by Ninja Alerts for Synergy Pass people. And I don't know if you can still enter, but just join the Discord and figure out what you can. Is discord.gg/synergy. Pretty simple.
yeah,
Hey,
man.
come on, Almas, welcome back, man. Nice to have you in the chat. So yeah,
So
Chris, that was it. That was
can
it.
you remind us? So it's a challenge, going
I'm not
from
reminding
point
you shit, Chris.
from
I'm not
point
reminding you shit. Read it right here, bro.
from point one. Yeah, just for the people that are just not tuning in, like might want to update them. So it says we are excited to announce our very first community event, the One ETH Challenge, and even more excited to announce this challenge will be sponsored by Ninja Alerts. This challenge is open to all community members. Join our Discord for more information. So for those that are
There
just
you
tuning
go.
in and needed to know about the 0.1 to 1 ETH challenge. So our main topic today is the marketplaces with 0% royalties. There's a lot to talk about on this. We're going to go ahead and pull it up right now, make it a little bit bigger so we can see that. So Magic Eden announced, this was on the 14th, which was kind of over the weekend. I think that was like Friday, but we're not live on Fridays. Basically, they're going to move to an optional royalty system. And then they also partnered with a who was it? They partner with somebody that's also, known for their flex or their no royalties. They're trying to like protect themselves by saying they're doing a creator monetization thing that they're giving away $1 million in prize money to. It's kind of gimmicky to me. It sounds like an NFT project that's like trying to sell out, so they're gonna give away like X amount of ETH if you buy it, for a raffle.
Wait, didn't you win a Lambo, Chris?
I entered to buy a Lambo, man. I spent like half an ETH on that raffle back when times were good, But we've moved on. One thing I've noticed about this too is it's going to be implemented fast. It's going to be implemented like this week, not like a announcement of like, oh, in the next few months we might be moving it. Nah, they're like, yeah, we're gonna implement this next week. So be expecting flexible royalties. Basically, if you choose to bid on an item, you can, or if like you're listing an item, you can choose to do like a quick buy, pro trade, different types of bids and all that. And it's exactly like it sounds. You can just take away the artist royalty, or the buyer can the buyer. Yeah, the buyer can choose to pay the royalty. Yeah, I know Ken supports this, not supporting artists and all, but I kind of have a problem with it, like for the incentives of the space and of artists. And this is a debate that's been going on for a while.
It keeps getting worse, bro.
It
keeps
does.
getting worse.
Well, it went from like these like new marketplaces trying to make a name for themselves. Like SudoSwap was kind of the marketplace known for 0% royalties and known for like the pools was really cool. That was an innovative idea that SudoSwap had. And then X2Y2 made those like
the same thing Magic Eden just did.
Okay, it's the same thing that Magic Eden just did, the flexible royalty system. And now Magic Eden, the second largest marketplace?
The second, yes.
Yeah, the second largest marketplace.
X2Y2 is the third, by the way.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like moving up the ladder of who decides to exclude royalties. And yeah, dude. I don't know. Something hit me this week. I know you're not big on this, but just like in general, I don't see big IP wanting to make their assets interoperable between marketplaces when there's 0% royalties. So not even just for like smaller artists, but like bigger organizations, because like to me, it's always just made sense. Why would this big company want to make NFTs? Well, all they have to do is launch a product, get passive income on secondary from that product, and then if they want to reinvest part of that secondary action back into their product, they'll give you airdrops, they'll give you benefits, they'll give you exclusives or whatever, because they have a revenue stream. If you try to pitch a big company why they'd want to jump in NFTs now, that's taking away a huge part of the pitch, because like it doesn't make sense from a business standpoint anymore. Because like now it's just, hey, please launch a product and give us value. Hopefully you'll just get all of that value from the upfront mint, like. So I've only been thinking about it from people that are already in the space perspective. I haven't thought about it from an outside the space perspective. What do you think about that?
How times have changed, Chris.
What you mean?
Because I remember when we first started this show, this guy was staunch. I have to use the word staunch because he's using big words these days. You're staunchly against big companies coming into the Web3 space. He was against Web2 companies coming into the Web3 space. Now, Mr. Chris, you're here trying to attract them. You just went flip-flop. Now you're trying to sell them an idea of coming. Like you want them here now.
I want their money. I want their money and their what they bring.
Their history.
I want what they bring. Like they'll bring an audience.
Legitimacy.
Maybe they'll bring an audience. Like obviously, like Kevin Hart did a bad job at that. Chris Brown did a bad job at that.
Chris Brown got like 20 of those, bro.
Some artists, didn't bring anything. But like if there's a big enough fandom, like surely they'll bring something. I don't know. like a bigger audience.
Yeah. So okay, so you flip flopped. Okay, good to know.
I did
Let's
not
let's
flip
mark that
flop,
down
bro.
right there.
I did not flip flop.
Mister the big flops. The big
So
flops goes to you,
with
bro.
with all that being said, I do still kind of stand by that point, or by what a lot of people believe of one of the biggest points of Web3 is to leave some of Web2 behind, and like the new, like the big IP now is in the making. So like Bored Apes would be a big example of that, or what Huga is building is going to
Mm,
be like the Web3 version of some of these large Web2 companies. So it's not necessarily to mold for Web2 period, but again, it just kind of takes away like the use case of, or the
mm.
pitch to a lot of Web2.
Yeah. For that point, I think most of these Web3 brands, their goal is to become a Web2 company.
to,
That's kind of the
to get money.
well, everything to get money, to get the notoriety, to be well known, to be a household name. Like a Web3 isn't household name or can't be household name until it passes that threshold where everybody, the average Joe, could look on TV and just recognize that brand. And that's pretty much what Web2 brands all have that
I
no Web3 brand has.
I still
So
think that
that's
the difference is, though, at the end of the day, hopefully, is power to the player. Obviously, I come from a
mm,
gaming background, so like it's gonna be like gaming to
that's
me.
murky, bro.
But
That's very murky.
it's not like, I mean, I get we don't know how obviously like other deeds are gonna look or whatever, but like contrary to like Fortnite, I mean this is obvious, this is like 101, but still like contrary to Fortnite where you buy skins but you don't have ownership of those skins, like I'm hoping that with Web3, like with Huga and stuff, like you would have ownership to like land and royalties, or not royalties. You would be able to monetize your land, your resources, your everything that you put in, you should be able to monetize. And that's a big difference between Web2 and Web3, I feel like.
Yeah, but we need the bigger brands, bigger players like Fortnite to come into the space to do that, and they have zero incentive to have you. It's in their best interest for you to pay for their token that don't exist to buy skins that can't move anywhere but their platform to just keep respending your money. It's in all their best interest to keep that going. I don't
Now,
think they're gonna come in here and say no. We want to power the people to buy and sell whenever they feel
see,
like
this
it.
is where it gets bad. This is where the 0% royalties conversation comes in, because to me, it would be even in better their interest if they could make money on the sellouts and they could make money when you sell those. Like, because it's a
Mm,
business proposition, you know? Like, hey, you'll make X amount of money if you sell this new skin. But for the rest of time that Ethereum is here, if any of the people that bought it choose to resell it, you also get money from that. Like, that's a good pitch, like, because they have incentive there. Like, oh, you know what? We're making good money on primary sales, but if we can make money on secondary, that makes sense. But now it doesn't, because marketplaces are moving to 0% royalties. So like, why would
mm.
exactly what you said? Now there's no reason for Fortnite to be like, oh, to move like some of their asset, or to be able to allow people to move their assets on chain, because there's no incentive there. There's no business proposition. There's no money proposition.
Yes, yeah. Just to before we move on, just to highlight that Chris cares more about the large corporations
Oh my
and the
god.
big evil brands as opposed to the artists that are not getting royalties.
No,
That
okay.
it's they're used to getting royalties for their creations, and now we're gonna take that away and just have no royalties for these
There's a
people.
difference.
But
I hold to what Zeneca said originally when this debate came up months ago. If you're a good artist and people support you, they're going to go out of their way to pay your royalties. And I think that people will truly support artists. I absolutely think a majority of people are going to be F the corporations and the big companies. They have enough money. I'm not going to pay those royalties, which is fine and understandable. The problem comes down to the fact that there's not going to be as much of a incentive for these companies to actually join the space. But I still think I think this sucks for artists. Like, at the end of the day, yeah. But I do
yeah, it
think
does.
artists will be in a better position than these corporations, because they actually have like a strong, like, core following and people that want to support them.
Yeah. So for me, I also feel like the art is gonna be take a huge hit. Like, I mean, the Fiverr artists, they don't need royalties. That's what we're gonna be getting from here on out. Fiverr art on all these different projects that you love so much. Real artists are not gonna be want to be
Whoa,
attached
whoa,
to it
whoa,
because
whoa! Are
that's
you
not how
saying
that.
Fiverr artists aren't real artists?
I didn't say
Those are
Fiverr
people.
people. I said
Those
Fiverr
are people.
artists.
Those are people, bro. Applying
I
for
know they're
jobs to
artists. That's why I said
make
Fiverr
art.
artists. It's just they. It's like, all right, okay. Are you saying? Have you ever you've traveled, right? And then you go in different little small marketplaces where there's local artists just drawing stuff and selling it for super cheap on the sidewalk
Yeah.
everywhere you go. Would you compare that to, like, let's say I'm just a Pablo Picasso or something like that? Would you compare?
Mm.
Is that comparable or nah?
Apples and oranges, man. I can't
Ah,
compare.
so Fiverr
It,
artists are
it's
oranges
not
to you, Chris.
it's not in my place to compare art.
It's not in your place. You finally got a nice shirt on. Now you want to talk about your place.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I got you. All right. To just circle back to this conversation, this debate, we mentioned before last week that Utes and Tubes decided to remove royalties,
Hmm.
zero royalties, right before Magic Eden, which is Solana marketplace, decided to do the same model that X2Y2 does. Now, for me, I believe there's two parts of this. X2Y2, there's a lot of wash trading going on. It's
Yeah.
number three. It's been number three marketplace for a long time. Sometimes it even switches and becomes number two marketplace. Everybody knows there's wash trading going on. They have the lowest fee, 0.5% they take, and plus they have the 0% royalty if you wish. So that's why it's been up there. The DGens love it. The traders, the flippers, they all love it. So and Magic Eden is trying to do the same thing. Now, if you go back to what the Tubes and Utes did when they said it's better for their business model to go 0% royalties, I believe they're trying to do what the Bored Apes are doing. As Bored Apes is like the most liquid JPEG there is, the most liquid. So if the youths want to be in that level, they require to keep trading over and over. They need somebody like Franklin to keep posting and listing and buying and selling and buying. They need that. And if they drop their royalties, that incentivizes people to keep flipping and trading and make that JPEG, the youths, the tubes, whatever it is, or the gods, I should say, makes it very, very liquid. That's a big thing because, again, we have a bunch of stuff in my hidden folder that I can't sell if I wanted to give it to you.
Mm.
But if something is always on number one, always the top trending Solana project ever, it's always going to be traded. And removing the royalties does help their business model because it just becomes more liquid. It's more trading volume. It's still number one.
Why does that
Like,
matter though? Just for like marketing purposes? Like why does it matter if it's constantly selling if they're not getting anything from it?
I mean, they're not getting, but the traders are.
Oh, like the traders are making profit and loss from it.
It's
Okay.
I would hold it because I could get rid of it if I need money.
Mm.
That's a bunch of stuff you can't get rid of when you need money. If you
Yeah.
had an ape, you could always get rid of it if you need money.
Yeah.
It's liquid.
Dump it on Franklin.
Yeah, he dumps on a lot of people because he buys it low and just sells it high. That's a good business model. He makes a lot of money every week, bro. But I'm saying it makes it a lot more liquid. Like, for
Okay.
their business model, they're not gonna offer you anything. I don't think. I don't think they have a game changing roadmaps. They didn't even reveal their artwork. Their art isn't ready. It's stolen somehow. I don't know how we got their art like 2 months before they could even talk about not revealing their art. So just being liquid and being number one on that chart every day is very valuable to this company. Like, but again, they don't get that much money from it, so
Mm.
it cuts that out a little bit. But still, them being very liquid, I think is highly valuable because I have a
Makes
lot of
sense.
stuff I can't sell, bro.
Same.
I can't say, like, at all, man. I listed for zero. Nobody wants to pay gas
I
to take
know.
this
I
trash from
know.
my hands, bro.
Just so yeah, you could count that loss. But yeah, it
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
But I do think because the gods or YouTubes, they came out with zero royalties first before Magic Eden went right. I think they saw it coming as well. That's like their number one NFC over there. So I think they kind of were in concert with each
Yeah.
other with doing that. But this space is moving more towards 0% royalties. Things are going to be different. Like I said, a lot more artwork are going to be trashier, going to be like roadside paintings, style artwork. The major one-on-one artists, I don't think they will be affected like that. They're not really going to be affected like that one-on-one, but artists that want to create a project, generative projects, those uh, it's gonna be. I think if you already got something like a PFP from the OG days, those are gonna be around for a while. But anything new from here on out, you really got to be innovative to take all our attention. Even the artwork, even if you have a good, it's gonna be hard to have a good artist these days because again, real
Yeah.
artists they like royalties. They like money. The artists like money, bro. They really do. Yeah, I mean they call them starving artists a lot, but they really like money. Pablo loved money. Artists do like money, so I don't think real artists would want to join in or sign on to these companies that want to do CCOs or want to cut out royalties.
Mm.
This space is gonna be looking different moving forward, but this
Well,
is where we're going. We're gravitating
I
towards it.
I have the solution.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Okay,
The solution to all of these problems.
all right. Well, what is it?
Layer twos. I actually just found this out today. So this one specifically, Immutable X. I've talked about Immutable for a while. I'll just go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
read this tweet from the co-founder of Immutable. A reminder: NFT royalties on Immutable are guaranteed. If you're a marketplace or creator, you have protected ongoing monetization on any marketplace assets traded. It is essential to have guaranteed economic royalty fees to have incentivized aligned business models. This is an enforced protocol wide level on any marketplace. This means marketplaces aren't forced to. Anyways, the main thing about this, which I actually didn't know, is that, and this is going to require more knowledge than I have, like dev knowledge, but this is a negative in most contexts, but good for this context is you can't make customized smart contracts on top of Immutable. I think it's something like that. Basically, you can't get around their system. So if you use something like Immutable, you're gonna have to use their built-in royalties for artists and games. And it looks like, I mean, if you actually like go to Immutable, there's a ton of um, games already being built on it, like Illuvium. We've talked about that a lot. Ember Sword, God,
We
God,
have Chris.
yeah,
We got your bags on
God.
record.
I don't. I have two ILV. I don't have like any
Yeah,
besides that. I have
yeah.
no Illuvium
That too
bags,
used to be worth like
which
$5,000.
is like $100. And
It was.
some economy on here. Yes, some Gods of Asgard. Anyways, book games. My whole point of saying this is I think like major games, again, I'm saying this mainly from a gaming approach, are probably going to use layer twos, whether it be like Immutable X. And this is kind of what I've always thought anyways. Or whichever ones like basically force royalties. And the gas fees are essentially non-existent. So I still think as far as gaming goes, they're just going to use layer twos to get around these issues.
Mm. You know, I, me personally, I think moving forward, there's going to be an innovation to come in. There's going to be an innovation to have royalties be implemented in contract level. So no matter where it goes, no matter what marketplace it goes, you have to pay that fee. It's not feasible right now. It can be done, but I feel that there's gonna be a way that these nerds are gonna figure out how to put a tip into all these contracts. Just like how we talked about QQL shutting off X2 Y2 because of their royalty policy. So I think there's going to be more innovations contract level moving forward. We just haven't gotten there yet. This debate is going to keep raging on until we figure out a solution, but the artist has to get paid, the project has to get paid because there's no, it's all, this whole space will just be a big shitcoin if we remove incentives to get real people into the space. If we're all just focused on the flippers, all right, we're just gonna need Fiverr art, flip that, move on, flip that. Like, we do DJ plays here. We see that. We don't want that. That's not the representative of this space, but it's moving towards that.
Yeah.
It's moving towards just flippers and traders and degening, which that's really if before I came in, if this was how the space was, I would never have come into the space. But moving forward, if that's what we want degen plays to be representative of this whole space, it's not gonna work out. It's really not gonna work out for us. It's gonna be a scam. All the things that are being categorized as scams are these plays, and then now we're gonna be incentivizing those same plays. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough to get real legit projects into the space moving forward. But we'll have to see, man. I'm sure a nerd is gonna come up with some solution contract wise to solve all this.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think not from an artist perspective, but from a gaming perspective, I think layer twos are I really do believe they're the answer. Not just immutable, but like GameStop, like it has its own layer two. I'm sure it's probably similar to where people have to pay the royalties on GameStop. So like, why would games not use GameStop's marketplace, or GameStop's marketplace or Immutable X? Like, there's really no reason, especially because there's so many microtransactions. It doesn't make sense for it to take place on an L1 anyways, or at least on ETH, because ETH is
Right
not
now.
good for microtransactions. But we don't know if it
Right
ever will.
now.
We don't know if it ever will be though. Like, because even in the updates of Ethereum, when they scale it, that doesn't mean it's still going to be as scalable as layer twos. Because like, if there's millions more people using Ethereum, it's going to get more congested. And so, I mean, we just don't know until we get there how scalable it's going to be.
Okay. So Risky did mention artists like Beeple. And I do have a little thread from Beeple himself with the verified
Oh.
check. So he's talking about royalties. He brought this up a few times, and since Risky mentioned them, like artists like Beeple that would require the royalties, he's actually in favor of these new changes. So let me read his thread from number
Real
one.
quick, I just want to say that I think
Okay.
people just like is like controversial just to be controversial. He's like always devil's advocate, like no matter what it is.
Oh,
But
has he?
we shall see.
Okay, so one again, taking into account that royalties were actually always technically optional, it never made sense to put that on the seller. They are exiting the project and really have no incentive to pay this beyond purely goodwill towards the creator. Number two, but by switching to buyer's premium, they're actually very motivated to pay this as they are entering the project and creators can see if this was paid. Projects could either enable or disable metadata utility of NFT based on this. So if you don't pay the premium, they could just put a giant X on your image. So obviously it's it's not gonna be on chain because that's a whole technical different thing. But IPFS it's just pointing to different images, so you could do
Yeah,
that
I
to
told you
put
that. I was telling you that in January. Hating it.
All right, and number three, creators could actually disable the NFT if this was not paid. I changed the all right. I just said that change the image to a red X or a blank image. They could also do things that are less punitive and more incentivized to offer a true premium version of the NFT for those who pay the buyer's premium. Number four, this is how the auction houses do it, and I think making a switch could be an important distinction and changes the conversation around royalties to something actually technical, feasibly sustainable long term. That's what Beeple just said, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see
Just said
huge.
Beeple's a dweeb.
Let
We
me.
gotta highlight that on this show, of course. We should get Beeple in here to have that debate, bro. That'd be cool.
Yeah, bro,
What
that'd
were
be
you saying,
awesome.
Chris?
An influencer, like a exact opposite thread on this, on like the buyers paying royalties. I'm trying to find it.
Is that
I'm not sure it is.
like a shit post type thing or?
Oh, is he like a shit influencer? Kinda. It's Soul Big Brain. So,
Hmm.
not really. I mean, I see more like legit concern. He's been a lot more bearish towards the entire space lately, but I see more legit complaints than I
Why
do like.
wouldn't you? Look, have you seen the charts? We're like, we're on the ground, bro.
I mean, it wasn't a thread. It's basically just a tweet. I'll pull it up right here. He said that So this is Soul Big Brain I was talking about. I mean, he's got 214,000 followers.
Oh, oh yeah, I've seen. I
Yeah.
know him. I thought you
Um,
used that was a comment, not his name.
he's saying buyers paying royalties. I'm not sure. Is it? I think forcing a buyer to pay royalties after the initial purchase to get access to the community makes it way more transactional and less inviting. Kills the vibe. Excitement for a new buyer, I would think, has to be better options.
Yeah, that's what we're here to try to figure out, man. Because Zeneca had this talk here on our show as well. This debate has been raging on. More and more marketplaces are switching their royalties model. Like the number two, number three is saying no royalties. That speaks volumes. Because again, per week, Magic Eden does about 16 million per week. Same thing as X2Y2 in volume. They do X2Y2 do exactly around 16 million per week on volume alone. So that's speaking volumes in the space. So we'll just have
Yeah.
to see how it rages on from here. But OpenSea is still number one though.
Yeah, it is.
OpenSea is still
I
number one.
I have no problem. I have no problem with OpenSea, man. Everybody like. I feel like it's like almost like the cool thing to do, like if you're deep in the space to complain about OpenSea.
Yeah,
But like it's easy. It's got a lot of volume on there. It's a
yeah.
lot
I
more. It's a
mean,
lot more liquid. It's innovating every single week, dude.
it's
I
not
actually
so
meant to.
innovative. See what happens? See
Yes, it
what
is.
happens?
Dude, the last
No.
month they have added a new feature almost every single week.
Yes.
They have added minting on the OpenSea site.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I was going to mention this during this episode. They added. I don't know if they've integrated it yet, but they're actually taking Solana NFTs off of their trending page because people have been gaming the system. Basically,
Damn, bro.
they've been forcing they're not taking it off OpenSea. They're taking it off the trending page because they've basically, I guess, been wash trading volume or something like that intentionally. I don't
I thought
exactly
that
know
was
what
a
they're doing,
AVAX or
but
Avalanche.
they're taking it off so people don't do it anymore for like trending. So I guess they've already implemented it because I don't see any Solana projects on here. Usually there's like one or two Solana projects on the trending page. I could probably find
Yeah.
it in
So,
their announcements actually.
but what everything you're saying has been the result of us crying for years, bro. OpenSea has been ignoring us for a long. All the OGs know why it's called Dead Sea. It was the only marketplace. It was, it was eating everybody's lunch. There was no competitors really. Rarible was there, but people, all the traders really just killed Rarible. They really hated it. So OpenSea just had the. It was the only one. So every complaint we had, OpenSea ignored. It had no reason to change because that's how it works. When you have the monopoly, you have no reason to advance anything. You just collect the money. You're making all this money. Why would you have to invest it into the company when you don't have
Uh,
to? There's no
Bro,
competitors.
I gotta get me a soundboard just so I can play you the tiny little violin right now. Cause
I mean, I'm getting to my point though. I
oh,
got the
okay.
music myself.
There it is. There it is. So keep going. Now play the music and keep going. Keep
Nah,
going.
so everything you're saying, oh, OpenSea is not that bad. OpenSea is this. OpenSea is that. It's great. That's because of all the changes they've been making. Because they have to. They have competitors now. This is what we've been fighting for the competitors. And now it kind of backfired a little bit because now the competitors are trying to be a little too innovative and remove money from the projects and spend it. I mean, they're not removing their marketplace royalties. That's not going nowhere. But the people that create the product on their marketplace, they shouldn't get royalties at all.
Yeah.
So
What's
it's just a little weird. Well,
what's Blair's takes on royalties? Do you know?
we asked Zeneca, but he didn't want to tell us. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, he didn't want to tell us. Let's be real.
I think we get access maybe today.
I got I just got it.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, I'll check that out, but I'm sure they're gonna have to make a splash somehow to, number
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
number three is doing something. If you're number 10, bro, you got to do something,
I
bro.
mean, they're in beta. They're just getting started. But this is the tweet I was referring to. It says we're in the process of temporarily making Solana collections ineligible for top and trending on our homage, on our homepage and stats page to avoid gaming of those rankings. We'll provide more information as we explore long term Solutions. It says, and just to clarify, this change will not affect the Solana filter on the stats page. So,
Yeah, the Kansas said Blur needs an airdrop. Come on, free money.
that's
Yeah,
what we're
there
working
are
towards, man.
rumors.
Yeah.
There are rumors that Blur is gonna give us an airdrop. We just don't know the requirements yet. Whether we have to be using their platform or it's gonna go through from OpenSea volume or OpenSea volume. That's how it usually is. So we just have to see, man. I need that Christmas money, bro. I need that. I
I
need
wouldn't
these
mind
little
it, man.
ducats. We need some
Oh
airdrops,
man.
man. MetaMask airdrops. So I think the next catalyst to bring us to the next bull run is we need a few airdrops. We need a MetaMask airdrop, a Blurry.io airdrop. We need just a few just to give us
Yeah,
money.
bro.
And when we do get money, we generally invest it back into the space. If you saw the last bull run was pretty much it started from airdrops, the ENS airdrop. A lot of people bought apes, they bought mutants at that time. We reinvested right back into the space into NFTs.
Yeah, bro.
So if we want,
Give us that free money, man. Give us what are they
yeah,
called? Those checks we got for COVID or whatever. Yeah,
stimulus.
give us some of those stimmies, man.
Yeah, give everybody but Chris though. Just not Chris because he doesn't reinvest
Hey,
into this
bro,
ecosystem, into
I'm
this
kind of
Ponzi.
I'm kind of getting some I kind of got a stimmy, man. You tweeted this weekend and remind me to get in on it. I know Risky's a big fan of this. I applied for my student loan forgiveness, man. So
I know I did too. It's so
shout
easy.
shout out to Risky for paying that for me. I appreciate it. You know, the wife and I both appreciate it. We made sure after reading Ken's tweet about it to get on and apply. You know, got to be the first. You know, because Ken, I'm sure that everybody's going to get forgiven, but if you want to track back to 2022, as a business owner, I applied for a lot of things, and you'd be surprised how many things is first come first serve. I mean, like even if it's not advertised as that, like it could be advertised as, oh, we have all of this. Well, people try to exploit it, and if their exploits get through, guess what? They run out of funds. So first come first serve is my mentality towards everything in life.
Risky says it's not going through,
What?
bro.
Oh, bro. I'm about to close this show. I'm about to close the show and go check right now.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, Chris is talking about the student loan forgiveness. It just opened. It's currently in beta, I believe, but it's super simple to sign up. You just need your social security and your name. That's it. It's like 2 minutes to sign up for it, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I did it on my phone, real easy, real simple. I do need my student loans forgiven.
Yeah, me
I
too,
need
man.
Risky to pay. I need
know.
the tax to come straight from Risky's.
Yeah.
Risky's tax return that pays for my student loan. Him specifically, Chris. Nobody else
Bro,
but him.
I better be getting it, bro. I think Risky's just bearish on it, so he's spreading FUD. Spreading that fake news, man.
Because he probably already paid his student loan.
He did. He said he paid it in cash or whatever. It's kind of like paying for paying off your house. Like it's completely useless because anything can happen. Anyway, I do.
That's still an easy shot right there.
I do want to highlight the fact that you said like how easy it was to fill out. Like I was expecting like, oh, go find your loan provider, find your loan number, get this info. Nah, you just name and social.
Yeah, it was pretty simple on your phone. Real simple. I didn't know it was that simple until I saw more tweets saying, "Oh, it's super simple." I was like, "Is it?" Filled it out. Oh, it is. It's that simple.
Got
They're gonna
that bad boy filled out quick.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I need that debt going. I need it dropped significantly on Risky's dime, of course.
And
everybody else who's already paid their student loans that are mad at this, hey, pay mine too, bro.
Tough, bro. Tough. So let's look at the trending page. We know we got 15 minutes left of the show. We usually look at Ninjalerts a couple times. I do want to highlight, man, I slept on this. Yeah. I let one comment throw me off on decisions sometimes. And it's like that person that threw me off, like basically lost me money and they'll never know. This really flew this weekend. These down market ducks from like a 0.015 floor. I don't know what they're at right now. 0.036 still, which is not bad. But they actually were up at like 0.05, 0.06. Not terrible from a 0.015 easy entry with a 538 volume. That's more volume than Doodles had this entire week. This Degen project had it in 2 days.
I mean, It's nice if you buy like 50, but you were just gonna buy one.
I was gonna buy one. I was probably gonna buy like two, and I would have made a little bit.
Just gonna buy one to make for no
But
for profit. That is mad.
this guy made such a good point. He was like, "I don't want to buy the top of a degen mint because typically degen mints are free, and then people flip them for like 0.015, and
Hmm.
because they minted 50 of them, and they're sitting nice." And I was like, "Man, that guy's right. I'm gonna buy the top." And come to find out, it kept going up. This is the one degen project I've seen, like degen project I've seen fly in probably weeks.
Mm.
All the other stuff that kind of popped off, like, sort of makes sense that it popped off.
Yeah, you're using bright mode, man. I had to. Oh shit! I ruined mine. I didn't know you could do that. I forgot you could do that. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and bring that back. Dark mode for us all to see. Movie is. What I just wanted to highlight something real quick that people are trying to game some ENSs. Remember last week we talked about the Ether.
Wait. Sorry, I gotta stop you right there. So, dude, it's weird. I can see people that you can't on Ninjalerts. Like, Grifton has a profile picture for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe just my account.
Yeah,
It
bro.
screwed up my account.
Look, you see Grifton on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that picture of the.
Oh, is it because of the dark mode?
Ah, man, it's just because you got a bugged account, man. I think you got a fake NFT. I think you bought a fake Ninjalerts pass.
He probably.
Only gets you half access.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
Kansas. Just to highlight what the Kansas just said, he's talking about what's going on with Grifton. I'm not familiar. I have seen some of his tweets lately. So we just probably try to get him on the show either this week or next week. Because I do know he does do new videos on YouTube. So that's pretty
YouTube,
cool.
TikTok, Twitter.
Yeah, so we gotta get him back on the show. He's a friend of the show. He's always
Yeah,
here. He's
bro.
been here like at least
We'll
three
ask him.
times
Be like,
already.
hey, Dickenso wants to know if you're depressed or angry. So, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah, but he's probably just in DJing brain, bro. That's the way I see it is that DJing goes up and down with the market. Like he'd be super excited when all his plays go green, and then he'll hate the world when everything goes red. Yeah,
Uh,
that's how emotions gonna run with these.
I was in a space just before this, and I didn't get to hear the whole conversation, but it was with Elio Trades, and he was just talking about like dopamine during these markets, like people not being balanced with their dopamine and basically like
Hmm.
overusing it and then causing, depression, anger, sadness. And I completely agree. If you're too, I got upset. We joke around about how I don't degen as much as I used to, but like, yeah,
Hmm.
I went through a couple of weeks trying to hit those late night mints, trying to like buy all the trash, and it gets you. So and like people like Griff, like they like stay doing it all the time. They don't stop, and I like, dude, I did it for a couple of weeks, and it kind of got me. So like I know no matter how like skilled you are in controlling your emotions as a trader, it still gets you, especially if you're buying on the scale that they're buying. It's gotta, and they have the ETH reserve, they have it still got to get you a little bit. Like there's no like for instance, Mitch in those boxes. I will ask Mitch in person, like in those Genesis boxes that he bought. There's no way in the world
Which
that
one?
didn't. He bought like hundreds of those doodle boxes, and
Oh,
and 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 and,
those
and, and,
boxes.
and sold them at like a 50% discount. He lost like 60 ETH or something like that on the trade. Like there's no way. I don't care if Mitch has 1,000 ETH to play with. Like there's no way that didn't get him. Like,
I mean, it's all about the averages. I'm sure he made 60 or 70 on another trade that
still,
kind of
man,
offsets it.
it's gotta
It's
get
the
you.
game, man. You can't get too
Got
emotional with these things.
It's gotta get.
And
Yeah, but like,
when you start
so
being angry on Twitter and showing your emotions, then it's getting to you. You got to take a
yeah,
break at that point.
I
I
agree. And
think
like some people can control their emotions better than others. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But losing a lot of money sucks.
It does.
It
It,
sucks.
it
So I don't
does.
gamble, bro.
Yeah.
Shit sucks. Go to the casino and just when I go to the casino, I have money that I know I'm gonna lose.
Same.
When
Same.
I
Yeah.
lose that money, I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm
Same.
not there thinking I'm gonna come up. No.
Yeah.
It's just the fun of losing money. So I could imagine, and plus when I bet on, that's why I stopped betting on sport games because oh my god, I'm too invested in these games, man.
Mm.
It's a lot less fun watching something and your
Just look
team is
up.
losing.
Just look up who wins on the dark web. I hear that's like the new meta.
This guy,
You know that's a thing, dude.
this guy,
You know
man.
that's a
How is
thing.
that a
I
thing?
I just found that out
They
this week.
predict the future in the dark web?
Nah, it's like basically it's not like all games obviously, but there's like certain leagues that people bet on. Like there's a recent like Spanish one or whatever, and they essentially have insider of who's gonna who's gonna rig the game, and people buy that information. So and
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty messed up.
oh, okay. So that's a
I
lot
would
of
never
legal.
I would never endorse this or do it. Just
It sounds like you just did, Chris. So according to
something
Chris,
something I heard about.
so Chris, what Chris has been doing has been looking up who wins
Hey,
in the
bro,
dark web,
things are rough in this
and
bear market, man. You got to find things that win. You know.
yeah, I could see that happening though, and especially in different countries. That's not they're starving. They
Yeah.
rig games, they rig everything.
So
It's a cartel going on.
so it. I didn't do a lot of digging to this. There's actually a famous YouTuber that like made a video on it, and he bought one, and but he didn't bet on it. He just to see if it was going to work. And so he
Mhm.
bought one and he watched the game, and the call was right for the specific one, and the team that lost got a red flag. So it's kind of like, did they intend to get that red flag because that player has to leave the game, and now they're down one
Mm.
person for the rest of the game? It's that kind of stuff. So like that makes you think, I don't know, maybe some of them are rigged, and it was a Spanish, so.
Yeah, I mean a lot of them are rigged, bro. Like we make movies about it now in the US how it used to be, but that's how it is now in other countries, in third world countries, that the cartels kind of rig all the games, the mafias, whatever you call them.
I won't get
They rig
involved with
it.
that. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real money, bro. They don't play. If you watch their videos, they don't play, bro. It's not America. They don't just shoot you. They All right, let's move
All
on.
right, Buddha Bears. That's the play for
No,
the
no.
day.
What I
Buddha
okay? What I
Bears.
was no, before that, I was just
Buddha
gonna
Bear.
mention how I was gonna mention how people are trying to game the ENS names. This one is .club. Last week it was .ether. There was another one before
Oh
.ogs.
my gosh.
So people are doing this. So it might be a new meta where these guys just spawn up these whatever and try to sell it. Just watch out for that, man, because this is coming up now. This
Oh
guy bought
man.
everything.
Yeah.
NBA, yeah, yeah. So that I just had to mention that real quick. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
man.
What were you saying?
I heard that dot clubs were like the first NFTs on Ethereum or something like that. They track back to like 2001, and
Nah, word. That's how you feel.
Buddha Bears is how I feel, man. That's the
That's how
play.
you feel.
Click
I
that.
hope the government
Click,
is
click,
watching you talk
click,
about you going in the dark web
click that for us, bro.
and betting.
I've never been in the dark web in my life.
Oh, really?
Never, bro. Never,
I don't believe you.
bro. I'll share my IP with you so you can
Your
double check on
IP?
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you're not gonna use your
My
IP. You're smarter than that, right? No, Buddha beer sucks, bro. No, thank you.
what,
So
bro? I want to see Buddha Bears. I
of
saw.
course you do, man. Of course, this is the type of things you go for, bro. And you wonder why you don't make no money. This is what you go for.
This is the next blue chip, man.
All right, let's go to the website. Oh, look at that. It
Look at
goes
that,
with the
man.
thing.
Look how cool that is.
Enter the campsite. Ooh.
Ayo.
Oh, there's music. No, it's not real music. Sit down. No, thank you.
Connect your wallet. I want to see what happens.
Buddha beers, beard up. Nah, it's a cool website.
Bro, that's your camp right there, Ken. It says crypto, weed, and something else. That's like the go up.
Where do you see that?
Go up. One more. Go up a little bit more. There it is. Crypto, weed, and music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody said beautiful rug.
Yeah. It's nice. And it has beautiful music too. You can't hear it, but it's there. It's like a little piano. Do, do,
Yeah.
do, do, do. Yeah.
So last week, we had at least one project a day pop off, like 3 out of the 5 days of the like regular week, Monday through Friday. So I was just wondering if anything's gonna pop off today.
Yeah, I mean, what it is, let me remove this thing. It's playing the music in my ear. The art passed by iconic moments seems to be ripping. Is 0.75 floor ready. I think that's
Yeah,
435 each volume so far. We could go ahead and check this out real quick.
lots
Enter your
of
email.
people buying into that thing.
Oh, this is kind of cool. I would want this. See, this is what drew me into NFTs, man. You get to own all these things in a blockchain. Now that doesn't mean shit anymore.
Buddha bears, iconic moments. Buddha bears,
Look at this,
iconic
man. I would
moments.
want this. That Ali one's pretty dope. All these are pretty cool, man. These are cool for sure. Iconic proof. The White House. I have to do research on it because it looks pretty legit over here.
So my first impression is similar to the Kansas. Just like, what does it mean to own? All right, what does own mean here? Like, I agree with them. Like, why? Like, how do I own that iconic moment? Like this is the point to where like the whole I screenshotted your NFT has validity, because like, what's the difference between owning a string of numbers that points back to these images between screenshotting this image? Why do I want to own this?
Okay, so these iconic moments is just the curators. Uh Let me see. I'm trying to find out if it gives any reason why you want to pay for this.
Like, will there never be another NFT of one of these things? Like, I don't know.
So they're just basically campaigning for organizations to come join them.
All right.
Yes, if we don't have a collection of owned assets, can we still? Yeah, yeah, good questions, Dekenza. It's looking like
Sneaky bought a decent amount of them. Oh, he's buying it at like 0.5 though. It's already at 0.75.
yeah, JJ bought yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know if you've seen. I spoke to Max, our new dev guy for Ninjalerts. I saw the new. Have you seen the new upcoming refresh for this?
I'm meeting Max in the morning.
Oh, in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, comment. Sneaky Ninja Pants is right here on the screen. If you click on it, you can see
He's one of the most
he's
active
number
traders.
354. Wow, he wasn't that high before, was he?
He's been moving up.
Oh wow, nice. Hold on, air horn for him. Hold on. I think my air horn's getting louder. Well, air horn for him, it's pretty cool. I didn't think it was that high, but yeah, this is Sneaky Ninja Pants. He makes a lot of moves every day. If you use Ninjalerts, you see him every day, every single day. He buys a bunch of stuff. He sells a bunch of stuff every single day. He's one of the whales that sticks with his main wallet, as opposed a lot of whales have hundreds of wallets, hidden wallets they use, but Sneaky likes to use his wallet to make all these moves. So he's always here. He's a cool guy. He has his own alpha group too now. Sneaky, what Sniff? Sneaky's Internet Friends is what it's called. We could look that up as that speed. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. Go to OpenSea. And it's also just dropped Momentum. Let's see if I could find it on my own. Sneaky Internet. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, so as you can see, the floor is currently at 0.22. This is basically a alpha group that Sneaky pretty much runs. Now, we had an alpha like maybe a month or so ago that if you had 6 of these, you could join. You'd be able to. I don't want to say join, but you could you're allowed to enter into their new Discord, which is it's fewer people. It's called Momentum. Uh, but that's already done. They already launched Momentum. We could search Momentum now. If I could spell Momentum, is there two M's on Momentum? Oh, my spelling is use. There we go. Really have to spell everything out. So because you can see momentum it's at 1.9 now. I believe this minted at 3 Ethereum because it's supposed to be like the top. You had to apply to get this or had six of those other NFTs I just showed recently. So the top of the top traders are in this, as you can see, 368 total. The it was 3 ETH to buy. Now it's trading down because I believe they had two allow list spots, not spots, but two different allow lists that are gonna bring you a lot of money. So that's why people bought this, and after that's done, they started dumping right away. So as you can see, that's what's going on. They bought at 3 and they're dumping within a week or so. So yeah, that's who Sneaky is. Come in, you ask who it was. I give you who it was.
I, f- I find it interesting that Sneaky, if you go to his, here, I'll just pull this up. It's pretty new. And after this, we can go and conclude. We're at the hour mark, and I do have an out today. Um,
Same.
his ENS is join momentum. It's arg it, what it's rug join momentum. It's a rug.eth, which he just started like a couple days ago. But it's showing that like on his main thing, and there's like not a lot of ETH. There's not a lot of transactions or ETH on this. So I guess you can show an ENS on your main profile that's like not the one you use.
Mm.
I don't know. Kind of weird.
Yeah, I have to look into that. It's probably that it's it probably sets it as a controller or something.
Yeah, maybe he said it as a controller because his other one, I'm sure. Let's see if this is his main one that he uses. Uh, he doesn't keep a lot of ETH in either of these, so he either just barely holds stuff or he sends it out to vaults immediately.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Who
But
knows, bro? Who knows? But he makes a lot of moves, man.
he does make a lot of moves. And with all that being said, lots went on today. Talked about the 0% royalties, talked about some alpha, looked a little bit into the Ninjalerts trending page. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a special guest at the same time. Thanks everybody who was in chat today. Got Pandera, Dekenza, um,
Come.
and yeah, Daniel, and yeah, that's all the important people. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys
That's
tomorrow at the
annoying.
same tomorrow at the same time. Appreciate all of you that joined in. Even Risky. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.